Hi Gemini, I'm Anisha. To know more about my work, you may visit my website www.tarotbyanisha.com. For those of you who are seeking deeper clarity, be it in your love lives or your career, for a personal consultation, you may write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. Geminians, welcome to your 2021-22 annual horoscope. We have our own set of challenges this year as well. We have a square that is happening between Uranus, that is there in Taurus, and with Saturn, that is transiting Capricorn. And this theme pretty much carries on the entire year for us. Now, both the squares, the transit is happening in fixed sign and cardinal sign, which really speaks about a lot of energy which is not going to be adaptive, which is not going to be fluid. Hence, we would have to work our ways around it. For you specifically, this speaks about freedom of speech. It speaks about voicing your passions, following your ideas, not conforming, not being very okay with authority, not being very comfortable with structures. And the interesting thing is that since Uranus, we have Uranus for the next couple of years in Taurus till about 2025. And Uranus is the great awakener. It tends to bring about a lot of freedom in all of us. It's about freedom of thought. It's what our heart desires and what it is that we want to follow. It also tends to bring about a lot of unrest because he's a wild boy of astrology. He brings about unpredictability, chaos, but he's also the awakener. So he tends to bring about a lot of newer technology, newer thoughts, innovations, eccentricities. Also, a lot of, I would say, inventions. So maybe for the, vaccine that we have been experimenting, that could be something really breakthrough that might come through this year. And Uranus is up against Saturn. That is all about rigidity. It's about structures. It's about conformity. It's about discipline. And Saturn is the teacher planet. So we may expect a lot of riots, people standing up for injustices, equality of pay, equality by gender, how it is that people are being treated by color. There's going to be a lot of voices that will get raised this year, and also some earth events, whether it is earthquakes or whether they are tsunamis, that also can be expected around this year. The volatility that Uranus is going to be bringing about is going to be forcing us to change, because along if it's all structure, if Saturn is going to be giving all structure, it's going to be quite boring and very confining and limiting as well. So Uranus is going to be pushing us towards personal growth, and change is never easy. I don't think there are a lot of us that if we are said that it's we who need to get changed and not the other person. None of us not only like to hear it, but we think we are fine the way that we are, whether we are bullies or we are racist or opinionated. We prefer to be that way. We think it's fine. But this is a time where Uranus is going to be making us all look inward and our own patterns, things that we have grown up with, things maybe that we are imbibing from our siblings, from our parents, things that patterns, habits that maybe some unpleasant experiences have brought about the bitterness in us, and that's how we view or look at relationships, look at friendships. But all of this is an opportunity to change, Geminians. This entire energy, the Uranian and the Saturn energy, is all about change. It's about personal growth. It's how willing are we to be uncomfortable in order to admit and say that, yes, I know I need to change, and for something beautiful to happen in my life, I will have to transform. I will have to let go of a certain habit patterns, something that I'm comfortable with, but it's not working for me. First, of course, it's important that we acknowledge that there is something in us that needs to get changed, and then move ahead. Saturn and Uranus alignments also tend to bring about a lot of periods of radical change and disruption, and we can look at some economic downtimes, we can look at some unemployment around it. So there can be some kind of a silent recession that could be experienced when a Saturn and a Uranus square happens. Ultimately, this square is about freedom against, freedom and slavery, not in the literal sense, but yes, slavery in the sense that you don't want to be under anybody's authority. You want to voice your thoughts. You want to do your own thing. You don't want to toe the line. You basically don't care. But Saturn also is saying that there are lessons that you need to learn. There are things that you need to adhere to, because if all of us go wild or rogue, there is no balance that would be there in the universe. So Saturn is important as well, because the balance needs to be created in order for us to implement and understand the lessons that we have learned so far in the last couple of years. So it's good to welcome change and not go towards fear, because it's always easy to be fearful of something which is not just new, but we feel it's uncomfortable. So it's not something that we want to embrace. But I think if under pressure, that's the best thing we can do, is stay fluid and embrace the change. I'll break down the year for you. On the 6th, we have 6th of January, we have Mars that is moving from your house of behind the scenes, and it is moving into your house of in your own house. So it's a time where you will be finding a lot of communication, that you are finally free to speak your mind. Maybe some of you could be hanging around with close friends, and you could be finding these very unconventional friendships, and you could be feeling quite aggressive, or quite even, I would say, excited to be with your friends. So they could just be a lot of these conversations, a lot of these sharing. I do sense quite an amount of hostility, or even bitterness as well, that you feel that you need to sort of make your point, you need to sort of say your bit, you need to be making a point. And this is a time also where you're going to be digging things from the past. You're going to be raking up some old things. I would just like to caution you, Geminians, because as a sign, you do tend to be unconsciously gossipy. So try and be careful about what you share, because it could come back to haunt you. So be very careful about what it is, or what bit of past, or whose past you're digging and you're bringing it out, and you're sharing. We have specifically the strongest aspect of the year. That's a square between Saturn and Uranus that starts from Feb till July. It's an extremely intense phase. And we have the square that is, it's again speaking about government control. It's speaking about authority breaking in through new ways, and how it is that basically, you deal with the new structures. For you specifically, it speaks about a time wherein that you need to be exploring your own psychological barriers. You need to be maybe dealing with things which are at a deeper level, Geminians. This is not some superficial conversation. Maybe your anger or your bitterness is really deep seated. Maybe there are things from the childhood which stay unsorted, and you are just sort of, you've covered it up and you've moved on, but it's become like a gangrene and it's just there festering. So you need to be healing that wound. It's a great time to be seeing a counselor or a therapist. It's a wonderful time to be going and seeing somebody with whom you can speak your heart. It's also a time for you to be, I think, identifying for yourself that what is it that really works for you. What are the kind of relationships that you want for yourself? What are your own personal boundaries? What is it that you're willing to sacrifice or you should not be sacrificing? 15th, we have Jupiter that moves into your house of career, which is joining Neptune over here, and it's a time to be finding your vocation, Geminians. For some of you who are doing their own work, and for some of you who have been thinking of starting their own work, it's a good time for to look at new collaborations. It's a good time to be getting together with like-minded people, maybe friends or networking people who are there in other countries. It speaks about some work which you will be dealing with people from other countries, ethnicities, cultures, and so on. And it also speaks about a new set of structure, new set of values for you. On the May 29th, we have a lunar eclipse that is there in your house of higher mind and spirituality. So it can be that for some of you, maybe your course is coming to an end. Maybe you could have, started studying something, and this is the time that you are finishing it. You're putting the finishing touches to it. Maybe a project is finishing for you. Some of you may have finished writing a book, or maybe you're submitting something, a thesis or something. So some work is getting finished, and it's really the time that you are going to be judged, where you're going to be evaluated as to how far or how well you have done. On July 28th, we have Jupiter that goes back to your house of joint finances, and it's a house of your partner, and this is also the place of transformation and intimacy. So Jupiter is going to be just be increasing. I think it increases some amount of a power struggle, and this speaks about your partner's money. It is your partner's money's house. So it can be that the worry increases during this time. Maybe there is just a sense of, I think more than the burden, there is it speaks more about bitterness, a sense of being resentful about the responsibility that you have. So, and Jupiter could be enhancing that, that you just feel very resentful towards your partner, that why it is that you're having to do the finance bit of it. And so the Jupiter energy over here in your partner's house is, it speaks also about maybe the lack of intimacy that is there. Maybe you could just all of a sudden be acknowledging the wide gap that is there between you. And it also speaks about, just this acknowledgement or understanding that, maybe things are never going to be that good. But this is also a house of transformation. So it's not that everything is bad. Again, it's about being in an uncomfortable space, Geminians, wherein the growth can happen for you. So it's really up to you, it really depends as to where is it that you want your relationship to be. And this speaks about a deep relationship because it's your partner's house. It could be a very close relationship or a friendship as well. And wherein, of course, like I'm saying, there's a lot of resignation, resentment, bitterness. How willing are you to transform yourself in order, forget about the other person, this is about you, in order to save it? So the ball is in your court, Geminians. Even if you don't, the sky won't fall on your head. But if you want something from it, then the transformation lies in your hand. On June 10th, we have a solar eclipse that is there in your house. So new time, I think this is the time you'll be setting new goals. Maybe it speaks about a new job, a new project, and you could, for some of you, you could also be starting a business venture, with a friend. You could just be collaborating, or even on your own. Maybe there's another revenue stream you could be looking at. On November 19th, there is a lunar eclipse in your house of behind the scenes. And on December 4th, we have a solar eclipse that is there in your house of relationships. I think by end of the 21, for a lot of you where the relationships have not been working, they may come apart. They may, like, there could be a separation. There could just be this sense of that, wherein you may have known about it for a while, but there could just be the sense of that I can't deal with this anymore, or I don't want to deal with this anymore. However, with the lunar eclipse that is there in your house of spirituality, it is behind the scenes. There seems to be a lot of introspection that has gone into this. So it is not, overnight decision. This is something that has been going in your mind for a while. You have sort of revisited for a while, and you've tried to find out answers. And I think by end of December, there could be just a sense of not wanting to do much with it. However, because we have a very powerful, excuse me, however, because we have a very powerful transit that is there of transformation in your house of, in your partner's house, there are indications that if you are willing to transform, if you're willing to take that step, if you're willing to be uncomfortable, then and of course how much that you want to really save the relationship. We can say that, oh, I've been in it for 15 years, I don't see any change. But I think it's also a time, Geminians, where you really need to be honest with yourself. You need to be answering yourself some harsh questions. How much of an effort have you really made in the relationship? I mean, if it's been, on a day-to-day basis, functional, then maybe you need to be taking a call. All the Mercury retrogrades, yes, we do have retrogrades in 21 as well, Mercury retrogrades. They're all there in air sign, and you're one of the air signs. So you can expect communication, some information that is coming to you that could be slightly be delayed, or it could slightly be misunderstood. Be careful about backing up your data, and be extremely careful when you're buying an expensive electronic. It would be wise to, if you're communicating with somebody, to sort of reiterate that on an email, on a formal communication, so that whatever it is has got spoken, you have a solid backup for that. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Geminians. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much for watching.